In order for you to build, you can't build alone. It's impossible. I don't care how good you are, you cannot build an empire on your own. To answer any questions you have, as long as I have experienced and I could give you my insights, I will definitely love to do so.
Thank you. I've heard about you guys and been exposed to you guys from the Bigger Pockets episode that Bobby had, and then I've heard your interviews together that you've done together as a couple, and then I follow you on social media, so I'm always looking at the things you're doing. I'm like, wow, like that's where I want to get to. So when I saw that was open, that's why I thought this would be great to get some insight from you. Seeing as the vision, I think you might be maybe already have done all of that. So I own a real estate brokerage right now that is very much new. It's only like 4 years old, and it has basically only four agents. Four of those, four of those agents, two of them are more active than the other two, and it's my partner and myself. My partner is in the Miami market and I am in the Tampa market. We both grew up in Miami. And so we're trying to, I've been in Tampa for 5 years. So I'm trying to grow a Tampa team so that I can make it back home to Miami. I love Tampa, but obviously I'm always going back home because I miss it. You know how that is. Everybody always finds their way back to Miami. So I am in a place right now where I want to find agents that are not necessarily new to the industry but that have experience, so that I don't have to do that whole beginning training thing, but I just want to build that team so I'm able to focus on finding deals in the building world and finding, like, syndication opportunities, learning number one about it because I don't know a lot about it. We bought a course with Rod Cleef. I don't know if you're familiar with him. We've bought the course, paid for it all, and we haven't done anything because we're so involved in the real estate part of it. And we kind of did things backwards. We were like, yeah, let's sign up for it and then we'll learn. And we signed up for coaching for real estate sales, and we signed up for coaching for Rod Cleef. And we only did candy ball. And so I'm like, focus. Let's grow this team for real estate sales. Have that work while then me and my partner can obviously like oversee the team, and then, us focus on the syndication and all of that. But I'm in a place where I'm like, okay, I sometimes feel like I'm still developing my sales skills. So I don't feel confident to like say, hey, come on my team and I got you. So I'm like, at what point should I say, okay, we're ready, let's hire more people? Like what should I be looking for as far as milestones go? Or maybe I'm seeing this in a different way that I should say, well, let's all learn together, as a team. That's where I'm kind of stuck.
So number one, you don't have enough agents to be able to produce income in your business.
Right. It's
Right.
the
I'm
main
sorry, I'm not
producers is me
able
and my
to
partner.
see you. So I just want to make sure you could hear me because I can't see you. Okay. So number one, you don't have enough sales rep in your business in order to be able to scale the business, right? Um,
Correct.
so my number one would tell you is that recruiting would have to be your first hire, or hiring a third party that does recruitment. Um, that's going to be your first bet. I would tell you all day long that is not your position. You need to professionalize your business, is what they call it. And you need to understand that if you are not great at sales, or you're not the one that's going to be being able to recruit these people, you're not getting where you need to, your milestones are not being met due to the fact that you're not confident in recruiting. That's your number one. There's recruiting companies that you could look at. There's very big real estate coaching programs that help you build your real estate business, right? For a brokerage firm. If I could probably, let me see if you send me an email. Brad, if you could just write the little note down for me to send her a couple of the real estate businesses that you would need to hire to help you grow your real estate business. That's number one. Without agents, you're not going to be able to do anything. So I would worry, and that would be my main focus if I was you. Forget investing in real estate, forget Keith's program, forget anything. Right now is your milestones that you need in order to make this business be a production, like make it come in with that you have enough cash flow to be able to maintain it and so forth. So your number one is going to be a recruiting agent. And as a matter of fact, one of my employees used to be a real estate recruiting agent for a real estate firm. Um, so I could probably get you a little bit of insights on that. I don't know, is your business partner good on recruiting?
He actually is. He used to work a lot with like 15 years doing condo management, condo association management. So like our VA was hired by him. Right now we're looking for ISAs to help us make calls because it's just so much for us to deal with, and he's just already found three awesome candidates. And I yesterday told him, I'm like, you're really great at finding people. I just told him that yesterday. Oh, there you are, you're back. And
Yeah, I
so
can't see you.
oh, you can't.
No,
I
I
don't
can't
know.
see you. The video's not, I don't know if your internet is probably weak, but
I'm not
it's fine. I
sure.
could hear you though.
Okay, that's good, that's good. So yeah, he's good at that. So, but I just didn't put that together. Like, hey, let's put a game plan together to start recruiting agents. Because I always hear the word recruiting, and I'm like, oh, like I only want quality people. Like I don't want anybody. You're breathing. Let's go. Let's get you on the team. So
The right way to do it either. Now you do have to understand your real estate brokerage firm, did you buy a franchise or you just created it from scratch yourself with your partner?
created it from scratch.
Okay. So you got to remember this. You have big monsters competing against you, right? So when these
Mhm.
realtors that already have the experience, they're going to want to go to a real estate brokerage firm that has a name, that has their marketing. They have tools and a vehicle for them to go out and attack. When they're coming to you, what can you offer them that it's standing you apart from the big, you know, firms? What can you offer them differently or better?
So the way we were trying to differentiate ourselves is that we want to make sure that because we've had nothing and we started this from nothing, like we could show you how we've been able to get the properties we've been able to buy from real estate income alone. And so if we're able to do it, then we could teach other agents to do it. So as long as they have the same vision of like using their income and putting it towards investments, is what we thought, we'd be like aligned, and that we could all go to like seminars together and grow together. I feel like not a lot of real estate brokerages are like, okay, well, you're making your money, maybe don't buy the BMW or an expensive place to rent first. Like, let's focus on how do you build your wealth and your legacy and all of that. I don't hear that a lot, or at least I didn't hear it when I was a starting agent, or even when I had some deals in my pipeline. Nobody was telling me those things, and I feel like that's our biggest differentiator, is that we have that mindset.
So is your branding showing that? Do you have a platform where you're teaching this to them? Are Because that's something that for me, for example, let's say I'm an experienced realtor and I'm with Compass. Why would I leave Compass to go to your company? Now I need to know your branding needs to show this. You need to have a program in place where you're going to have them learn this platform. You need to have all of these things put in place. And the reason I understand where you want to go, because I have a finance company that I'm building very new, and I'm doing exactly the same, but it's in the commercial loan industry. And my platform is going to be, why I'm sticking out is I have many reasons. I've been in the industry for so many years. I have proven facts that I've done it. And I'm teaching them, once they start making that income, that cash flow is going to go into creating wealth, on teaching them how to invest it into multifamily investments, right? I have a plan. My marketing plan shows it. I have backing proof for it. So when I go out there, I need to bring out my branding. They need to see this, because you're competing against monsters that have been in the industry for years. They have sales techniques, they have courses that they go to, they have, continuing education, um, they have the branding. When they go out to get
Yeah.
a listing, hey, I'm with Compass. Where's Compass? Everybody knows, or Kai's Realty, or Killian Williams. Imagine you're competing against some big monsters. So you got to make sure that you are bringing that to the front, because no experienced realtor is going to want to leave a name brand to come to a new real estate firm.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And honestly, our branding doesn't really even say that too much. So it's definitely things to consider and put into place. But in your eyes, that's first what I should think about is number one, branding.
I would define your branding. What is your branding? What are you going to offer to these realtors if you want experienced realtors? Now, you could get non-experienced realtors just coming out of getting their license and not
Yeah,
really knowing the industry, but how are you going to train them? Do you have a platform in place where you're going to train them the way you want? Because for me, what I would see in your eyes is that I want a new realtor that I could train the way that you have your vision of this company. That way, you don't, how they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So,
yeah,
if you have this whole envision in your mind that you want to be different than every other real estate firm out there, best bet is getting a new realtor that you could mold to your program and your vision, where they're going to follow it, because they don't know what the other real estate companies are. But now, what is your challenge? You have a new realtor. So you
yeah,
better have a good technique, a good program in place where you're training them, and not you personally, because that would take a lot of your time. If you need to train every single person that comes into your firm, imagine if you get 100 agents in a year to come into your firm. How do you train 100 agent yourself? So you have to implement a program where it's either online, some type of techniques. And there's so many companies out there, if you do research on, that they give you a platform to start your own real estate company, right? So that might be the best investment that you might do. I know, I'm not into realtors business
yeah,
too much, so I'm giving you just what me, because I am a realtor per trade, but I've never been in a real estate firm. I've always owned my own just to buy my own deals. I've never dealt with the
yeah,
public, so I'm giving you just things that I could tell you just out of a business perspective, right?
yeah.
But there's
That's
Tim
great.
Ferriss, or Tim, I think that's his name, Tim Ferriss. He's a huge real estate mogul that knows how to mentor, uh, agents like yourself that opened your own business, and you want to bring in realtors. I think that's his name. If not, I will look it up. But I would
Yeah,
definitely hire a mentor for this, because this is something that you're threading in waters that you're dealing with huge monsters, right?
yeah,
So, another book that for you to read is The Blue Ocean. That one's going to teach you a lot on how to, when you're coming into a market that is saturated, it's a lot of name companies out there, that you're going to compete against these, big guys, how to do it, right? It doesn't mean that you can't do it. Don't let that stop you. I mean, it's just, you better go out there with
yeah,
a complete business plan. Like, what you're doing. Your branding is going to say what you're doing. You're known for this. Like, you better be, because the other ones already have it. They're household names, So
exactly.
I get out a realtor, out of my real estate license, and when I get attacked, because everybody's gonna go after them, right? But when they
Yeah,
start looking, they're like, no, wait a minute, I'm gonna go to, Killian Williams has an awesome program. They've been in the industry for hundreds of years. Their name brand is very well known. They're, you know, it's everything is there for me. I have the vehicle, I have the tools, let me go. So why would I go to you?
Yeah, I need to expand more on that because I'm just seeing it in my head and I'm thinking that everybody should know what I'm saying, and that's just not the way it is, you know? And then after that, after I guess I have that more developed, then I can start looking into hiring more people. Because I'm like, I want to get more stuff done, but I can't do it all on my own. And then I get,
You
yes,
can't do it
yes.
on your own. And I tell you one thing right now, like for me, I'm the same. I'm not great at operations. So I know that my operations needs to be delegated, and it better be delegated to somebody that knows more than me. Because if they
Yeah,
don't know more than me, why am I hiring them? So you need to always, and I know a lot of business owners don't like to hire people that know more than them because they're like, oh, I'm the smartest or I'm the best, I'm the business owner, and I'm not paying them more than me. You got to
yeah,
understand that to start a business, it takes money, and it you have to bring in the best of the best if you really want this business to be successful. So at the very beginning, you might not be able to get paid because your money
yeah.
that's coming in right now, that it's this little, needs to go to bring in the people that are going to help me build this empire. So before me comes them, because after, then that means that we could all build this empire and it's going to be huge, but I have to let go of what's coming for me first to give it to them. So that's a mindset that I know a lot of business owners don't get the grasp the concept, and I didn't either at the very beginning when Bobby told me, hey, we're going to pay so and so, you know, $100,000 a year, and I'm like, what? We don't even get paid that. What do you mean I'm gonna? And then I was like, when he sat me down and we started going, I'm like, oh, okay. So now that's like always, I always tell every business person, in order for you to build, you can't build alone. It's
Yeah.
impossible. I don't care how good you are, you cannot build an empire on your own. So you and your business partner need to sit down, start, go back to square one, put your vision on paper, understand what role you're going to take. I tell this to couples and to business owners. You need a highway, and those lanes need to be given a name, a specific task, and you better stay in that lane. So if you don't know how to recruit, do not recruit. Don't go out there saying, I'm going to be the recruiter at Tampa, but meanwhile, you can't get the job done because that's not your forte. So you got to
Yeah.
understand that, hey, you know what? I gave it a try. I know that this is not what I'm good at. I can't give the business the value, me being a recruiter. What else can you do that's going to bring business value, and give that lane up? Give that lane. If your partner has to do recruiting for both Miami and Tampa, he could do that very well without going to Tampa. He could do virtual interviews, Zooms. And at that point, if he needs to, then once a week or once a month, he does an in person recruit meeting in Tampa. But if you're not good at recruiting, let it go. You're doing a harm to your business. Not You're not giving it up any value. So understanding your lane is very important in order to be successful.
I agree with you. I think I needed to hear it.
Yeah. So
Sometimes you want to do
it's
everything.
called professionalizing your business.
I love that.
It's You need to make sure that you understand. And again, you're not going to get an experienced realtor that's going to want to come to your team when you don't even have the complete business plan or model in place. You think you have it, but it's up here, and that up here can't be it can't be expressed or implemented. You know, you need a business plan. You need to know what you want, and you need to get, my suggestion again, a mentor is the best thing that ever exists when you're opening a business. You need to go to somebody that's already done it, has been there, and could give you the right tips for this specific business. For example, I could not give you the best advice because I have never owned a real estate company,
Yeah.
a realtor brokerage business. Let's put it.
Yeah.
I'm in the real estate business, but my real estate business, I don't go out and solicit agents. I buy,
No, yeah.
I buy investment properties for myself and I manage it. Now, if you tell me how do you manage a property, I will definitely be able to be your mentor and help you out and I'll be able to set your plan in place. But I've never owned a real estate brokerage firm. So, I'm not the right fit for you per se, but I could give you some advice like I am now. I know the industry 100%.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. And I mean, I need to set this up in order for me to go into the next, so, get the money that comes in from that and be able to put that into, because we already have like 4 duplexes, but we don't want any more duplexes. We want to like scale now because everybody says to scale. And I see it now because it's such a headache. We manage our own properties. So it drives us crazy. And we're like, okay, now it's enough. No more duplexes. Let's just hold off. Let's do whatever we need to do. Let's keep whatever we have. And then the next thing, let's have like an 80 unit. But we can't do that, we think, until we get this business rolling.
Yeah, you need to focus on one. You can't focus on both. It's impossible, especially when you're trying to create a business that you're competing against some big firms. So you need to make sure that you focus on, if that's what you want, if you want to have a real estate agent brokerage firm, you need to focus on that. Let go of everything else. Keep your
Yeah.
duplexes, but you need to focus on this. This is your number one priority. Forget everything else. You and your business partner need to get back to the table. You need to sit down. You need to really focus on what you want out of this business. Get a 5-year plan, even a 3-year plan. Where do you want to be in 3 years? And from there, you work backwards. So, in order to be here in 3 years, we need to have X amount of agents. We need to have X amount of employees. We want to create the Tampa and Miami area. Do you want to focus on residential? Do you want to focus on duplexes, fourplexes, more of the commercial residential side of it? Or what is your plan? What do you
Yeah.
want to offer to your agents that's different than the ones that you're competing against? Who's going to take what role?
Yeah. We don't have defined roles. We don't have defined roles. We don't. We do everything. Each of us. It's bad.
Call it a highway. And the
Yeah.
highway, I don't know how many lanes you're going to need on this highway, but you need lanes. And those lanes, you need to stay in that lane, because if you jump over to the next lane and you hit that car, guess what? You just down that car. That car now has to get repaired. It has a flat tire. You broke the windshield on it, whatever it is. Now that car is stopped. There's no going forward now. Now
Mm.
that's it. You're paralyzed. So until that car doesn't get fixed, now you can't continue going forward. So what are you doing? You're never going to get to your end goal. So that 3-year goal, now you just made it 4 or 5, or maybe not even. Maybe you won't even
Yeah.
get there because you crashed that car so badly that there's no going. So you got to understand your lanes. Who's going to take what role? Who's best at what? And be humble to say, I am sorry, but I tried this whole recruiting. I am not the best at it. I tried it, and I know that I can't give the business value, me being the recruiter. You have to be humble. All of you have to be humble. And who do you need to get next? Who's your next hire? All of these things are very important for you and your business partner to say, we're going back to zero. We're going to sit down and we're going to be able to do this. And until you don't have that clear, I would not hire not one other person. I would not do anything else until that. Concentrate on that. That's your job every day. Even if it takes you 8 hours a day, until whatever day it takes you for you to get that straightened away. It's number one.
Yeah. No, and we haven't done that this year at all. We just like, let's make the calls. We'll figure out the rest later. Calls is important. Let's make the calls. Let's prospect, but we haven't done this. So thank you so much for that. No, I meant like prospect for new business. Like since we're the ones that are bringing in the business, we're like, let's worry about that later. Like, yeah, like we're getting the business. Correct. Yeah, we're getting the listings, we're getting the buyers, we're doing everything. So we're like, we'll figure out the rest later.
And so then stop the business and go out there and focus on getting listings. And you have to determine what do
Yeah.
you want. And at the beginning, yes, your income is going to be reduced. Yes, you're going to have to give it up for the business. but you got to determine, what do you want? Do you want a business just to say you have a business, or do you really want a business to create something that you're going to say, I have this business that's operational, it's profitable, and it's people know who we are. Our branding's on point and we are living up to our branding.
Am I seeing this maybe in a different way? And because I'm like, we need the income from the real estate business to be able to focus on the syndication. Or are people just doing
Listen, it
syndication?
doesn't matter where the money comes from. If that's your real estate office that you want to get the cash flow to be able to sustain your investments in the syndication or whatever, 100%. Don't think that you're buying an investment property and that the money's just magically going to come into your pocket
No,
and that it's going to show
exactly.
up. A real estate investment needs a lot of money at the very beginning. You're
Yeah.
not going to receive cash flow that's going to sustain your business and your personal living at the beginning. It does not exist. I don't care who tells you. Rob can
Yeah.
tell you whatever he wants, and I'm sure Rob's not telling you that, but
No,
it
no,
does
no.
not happen. It's not true. You need cash flow from another revenue in order to sustain those investments.
Yeah.
So, what the focus is going to be for you, if you want to let go of your real estate business per se, like opening up the firm, and you just go after listings and bring in, some big listings so that you could have more income and forget the business because you really like the syndication, then that's up to you. That's you and your partner. You need to make that, but you need to determine, do you want to be the realtor or do you want to be a business owner? Can't do both at the same time. At least not right now, not until you don't get this business steady. But one of the two you have to pick. Or
Yeah. No.
one or the other, your partner and you have to determine, hey, you go out, work the listings, I go and run this business, and we share our income together because we own this business together, or vice versa. You go get listing and he runs this business and we share the income of both. But you can't do both at the same time.
Yeah. No. We are realtors and trying to do this business at the same time. Like those two hats we both have on at the same time, like two tiny top hats at the top of our head.
You're not going
you
to do
know.
any of the two at 100%. So you're
Yeah.
getting 50 or 20% out of each. That makes equals not 100.
Yeah.
So you got
Wow.
to
Thank you
determine
so
that.
much.
Yeah, but you and
I
your business
appreciate
partner
that.
sit down, go to the table, and determine these things.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah,
thank you
remember,
so
read
much.
Blue Ocean, which is
I
a
wrote that down.
great
Yep.
book for that, and look for a mentor. If you do decide that you want to open this real estate brokerage firm, find yourself a mentor that could help you get this in place.
Perfect. I definitely will. Thank you so much,
You're
Sophia,
very
for your
welcome.
time.
Good
I
luck.
hope to meet you in person one day
Yes, would love to.
and tell you I got it.
Yeah, I would love to hear that. And pretty soon we have a mentoring group that's coming up in real estate and business and relationship. It's called the Upsiders. I don't know if you've read Bobby's book.
No, I haven't. No.
No, you should read the book. You know what? You should definitely read the book. If I thought you had read his book, read his book. It's going to help you a lot. A lot.
Okay,
It's called
perfect.
the Upsiders. But we're going to be doing a mentoring group for business owners, real estate investors, and it should be coming out very soon. It's going to be called the Upsiders. So look out for it because it will help you a lot in some of the ones that we're going to be coming out with.
Perfect. I will definitely be on the lookout for that.
Yes,
Thank you so
you're very
much.
welcome. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Have an
call back
awesome
up.
day.
Pick up another Q&A whenever you do have any advances on your meetings. I would love to hear how it's going.
Oh, I definitely will. Thank you
Yes,
for pointing that out. I definitely will.
yes.
Now I'm going to be like, I need to bring something to Sophia. Accountability.
I would love that. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Okay,
You
bye
too.
bye.